Hi, welcome to Short, Sweet, and Sweaty. This will be a 20-minute flow class. It'll be short and sweet, but you'll definitely be able to get a pretty decent workout. We're going to get right into the class, which actually means you may perhaps want to take a little bit of a warm-up before you hit the play button. But do know we're going to get right into it. We're going to keep moving all the way through to the end. With that said, everyone here in this room will begin in downward facing dog. And just give yourself a couple breaths to drop right in. Get some strength in your arms, get some length in your legs. So making sure your palms are flat. Go ahead and inhale, shift forward to plank. We're going to immediately start to build a little bit of heat. So shoulders stacked right over your wrists. Lift your frontal hips up, lift your belly, pull your chest out. And then from that low belly, exhale, push back, downward facing dog. So we're going to start to flow through that. On an inhale, come forward to plank, lengthening out through your breath and your front spine. Exhale, navel pulls you back, downward facing dog. Inhale, coming forward, chin peels off your chest, really lovely. Exhale, downward facing dog. So really feeling your belly engage. Inhale, coming forward to plank, palms are grounded evenly. Exhale, downward facing dog. We've got a few more coming. Inhale, coming forward, plug those shoulder blades in. Exhale, dog pose. 2 more. Inhale, coming out. Exhale, pulling back. Last one is going to be a little bit different here. Inhale, come forward to plank and hold that upper push-ups. You're strong through your midsection. 1 arm at a time, lower down into a 4-arm plank. Instead of clasping your hands, just make sure your palms are flat. Once again, re-tuck your hips. So lift those frontal hips, lift your belly up, keep that stable. Press back up to plank. Downward facing dog. So we're going to flow through that. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale onto your forearms. Inhale, back up onto your hands. Exhale, downward facing dog. That's our flow. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. A few more. Inhale, coming out to plank, welcoming that heat. Exhale, down onto your elbows. Inhale, back up onto your hands. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last one coming. Inhale, drift out to plank. Lengthen that breath. Exhale, come down onto your forearms. Inhale, press back up to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. So really immersing yourself in your breath, not taking one moment for granted. Lift your right leg up behind you. So really feeling that your palms are solidly on the floor. Take an inhale. Bring your knee to your chest. Stack your shoulders right over your wrist. Pause. Really drive those arms strong. On an inhale, extend that leg back. And then exhale, knee to your right tricep. Pause again, but this time from your core, add a pulse. Teeny movement, focus on lifting without rebounding. 5, 4, notice your lips and your jaw. 2, 1. Leg back, full inhale, reset. Knee to your left elbow, holding that plank, add that pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg back, full inhale. Listen, knee to your chest again. Pause. Step that foot between your hands. Step left foot up to right. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees deeply. Drop your hips down. Inhale, Utkatasana. So sitting down into that fire invoking chair pose. Get a little softness in your tail and lift your belly off the tops of your thighs. And without climbing the shoulders up, as you sit a little bit deeper, reach a little bit higher. Last inhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, pull your chest out, step or jump back, vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up behind you, and at this point, make sure you're maintaining neutral hips. Both hip points are shining down. So really reaching through that inner thigh. Take an inhale. Knee to your chest, shoulders right over your wrists, like you're pressing your heart through your shoulder blades. Leg back, inhale. To your left tricep, pause from your core, add that pulse. 4, 3, a little higher, 2, 1. Leg back, inhale, reset to your right elbow. So it's a very, very small movement. 4, taking you deep into your core. 2, 1. Leg back, full inhale. Again, knee into your chest. Step that foot through. Step right foot up to left. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees deeply, drop your hips down. Inhale, Utkatasana. So this is where the class starts to really get sweaty. All right, so sitting down into your chair pose. Your belly's lifted. You want to make sure your ribs are humble. Subterranean, shifting that weight into your right foot. Float your left foot off the mat. So just make sure you're not climbing your shoulders into your ears. Again, that belly's really lifted. Your breath is moving. Now gracefully press out into warrior 3. Open your arms out to the side like wings. So get a lot of extension through your front spine and keep your mind's eye in that right foot. Now with that said, slowly come up to standing, hands into prayer, just floating your left knee up towards the sky. So this first one, just pausing for a second. Take an inhale. Exhale, dive back out, warrior 3. Spread those wings, energize that left leg. Inhale, standing back up, find that prayer in front of your heart, belly ignited. Exhale, dive it out, warrior 3. That right leg is working. Stay with it, you guys. Inhale, coming back up, rise through the crown of your head. Exhale, dive it out, warrior 3, and we're going to hold it right here. So lengthening out through your front spine, breath moving, buoyant in your low belly, quietly step back into crescent pose. So arms reaching up towards the sky, palms facing one another. Just go ahead and relax, drop those shoulders. Lift your frontal hips, lift your belly, but soften those ribs. Now, as you turn your gaze up towards the sky, take one more inhale, reach up. Exhale, vinyasa, let that flow. So just a moment in dog pose, center of the heels melting down. On an inhale, hips press back, float to the top of your mat. Feet together, inhale, glance out, pull some space. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees deeply, drop your hips down. Inhale, Utkatasana. Right, so really sitting down nice and low, that belly is lifted. Subterranean, shift the weight into your left leg, float your right leg up. So super intense, lots of work. Stay with your breath. Gracefully dive out to warrior 3, spreading those wings. So really feeling that expansion from your collarbones all the way through your fingertips. Now grounded through all 4 corners of that left foot. Slowly come on up to standing. Bring your hands into prayer. Right knee floating up towards the sky. Just finding your balance, getting yourself centered. Take an inhale. dive back to warrior three, staying light in your body by keeping those bandhas engaged. Inhale, come back up to standing, get that extension through your entire spine. Exhale, dive it out, warrior three. Very nice. Inhale, coming up to standing, belly lifting up. Exhale, dive it out to warrior three. We've got one more round of this coming. Stay committed. Inhale, come up to standing, hands in prayer, just finding your center. Exhale, warrior three. Let's hold warrior three. All right, so with that low belly buoyance, very quietly step it back into crescent pose. So finding your footing, lifting those frontal hips, softening those ribs, softening your shoulders. So as you gaze and reach skyward, take one more inhale, enjoy it. Exhale, vinyasa, let that flow. So again, we're just going to keep things moving. Lift your right leg up behind you. This time, externally rotate that hip. Bend your knee, point your toes. So folks at home, you could stay right here if this felt like enough. Otherwise, go ahead and flip your dog. If you're doing that, make sure your left shoulder stacks directly over your wrist. Your hips are pressing up three. And then you're gazing and reaching towards the front of the room. Take another inhale, gracefully flip it back. One leg, downward facing dog. So neutralize your hips, reset. Take an inhale. Knee to your left elbow. So pause right here. Thread this right leg through. Peel your left arm open towards the sky. There you go. So you're rolling to the inner edge of that left foot. So it's the inverse of Vashisthasana. Now, option, like Angela here, to float your right leg up for three. So make sure you're pressing out of that right shoulder. Now, heart bright and open. Take one more inhale. Left hand to the floor. Send that right leg back. Take an inhale. Knee to your chest. Step that foot through. Inhale, fly up to crescent pose. Right, so this is just a transition ignited by your low belly. Lean forward, launch into warrior three, which at this point you know quite well. Right, so strong and as straight as you can through that standing leg. Ardha Chandrasana, revolve your right fingertips towards the floor, left arm towards the sky. So make sure you dorsal flex this left ankle and those toes are in your peripheral vision. Right, so let's see if we can float that right hand up off the mat. Four. So if you're doing that, it's really going to involve a lot more core strength. Everyone showing your strength, showing your balance. Take one more inhale breath here. Exhale, hands to the floor. Release your head, release your neck. Still breathing. Walk your hands in to frame your right foot and quietly step back into a high lunge. So that back leg is straight. Really hug your outer right hip in towards the center line. Pull your chest out. Now lean some weight into your left palm. Reach your right arm towards the sky. Make sure that left hip stays lifted. It doesn't collapse. Now turn your right palm forward. Extend that arm out over your ear. And focus each inhale on lengthening, whole body getting longer. And each exhale, just a little bit more twist. For three, try to relax your face. Soften the effort. Two. Now, right arm straight up towards the sky. Listen carefully. So notice where your chest is facing. Keeping that orientation, right hip, hugging the center line. Inhale, come on up to crescent with your arms open like warrior two. So your heart is still facing the same direction. You're twisting. as much as you can without being forceful about it. Now find your belly button and try to get a little more twist from there, and let your right fingertips pull your torso back just a little bit further. Okay, so relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Put your right hand lightly on your left hamstring. Reach your left arm up towards the sky and gaze up beyond those fingers. You want to make sure the back of your ribs is lifting off the back of your pelvis. Now this is it. As you melt down deeper, stretching that left thigh, reach up higher. Last inhale, vinyasa. So it's a real condensed, intensive class. You've got to breathe. Moving right along, lift your left leg up behind you. Externally rotate that hip. Bend your knees. So again, option 1 is this. Option 2, flip your dog. So making sure that that right shoulder stacks directly over your wrist and your shoulder blades are scooping the back side of your heart. Now getting that extension through your intercostals. One more inhale. Flip it back. One leg, down dog. So finding that neutral position. Take an inhale. Knee to your right elbow. Pause. Thread that left leg through. Open your right arm towards the sky. So find your own personal expression. Most of these girls are lifting their leg up, which can be fun for 3. Quite a lot of work though. So heart center bright and open. Take one more inhale. Right hand to the floor. Send that left leg back. Take an inhale. Knee into your chest. Step that foot right through. Come into crescent as you inhale. Right, so belly lifting off of your left thigh. Lean forward, launch into warrior 3. Right, so finding a steadiness in warrior 3, breath flowing. Ardha Chandrasana, revolve your left fingertips to the floor, right arm towards the sky. So you want to keep that outer left hip hugging the center line. That's going to externally rotate that right hip. So maybe floating that left hand above the floor for 3. So really just making the most out of your 20-minute yoga class. 2. Now this is it. Take one more full inhale where you're at. Exhale, both hands lightly to the floor. Release your head, release your neck. Walk your hands in to frame that left foot without making a sound. Step it back into a high lunge. Immediately pull your chest down. Get that outer left hip hugging the center line. Lean some weight into your right palm and send your left arm towards the sky. So you want to maintain that extension from your navel through your chest. There's no rounding, there's no collapsing whatsoever. Reach that left arm out over your ear. So using these yoga models just as a guideline, not necessarily emulating exactly what they're doing. These guys practice almost every day. So last 3, soften your brow, soften your jaw. 2. Left arm straight up towards the sky. So again, hug that outer left hip in towards the center. Ignite your belly, leading with your left fingertips. Inhale, come on up to that twisted crescent. So your arms are open like Virabhadrasana 2. Now getting a little more twist from your belly button. Soften the shoulders, soften your face. These guys make it look so easy. Put your left hand lightly on your right hamstring. Reach your right arm up towards the sky. So where the eyes go, energy flows. You want to be lifting out of your low back. Now, as you melt down deeper, just to a point that feels good, reach up, stretch back, last inhale, and then flow right through a vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Let's take 2 breaths. Make sure your shoulder blades are sliding up your back. Your neck is free. Shift forward to plank. Shoulders right over your wrist, so there's no mountains or valleys in your hips. Take your right knee to your right tricep. Come back to plank. Left knee to left tricep. So let's go 30 seconds, walk or even jog it out. So folks at home, if you want a little more cardio, again, this is really a short amount of time. You could very well start to jog your legs out. You've got 15 more seconds to do this. So each time you move that leg, just moving it from your core instead of swinging from your hip flexor. Right, so check your face, check your neck. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, hold plank on 1. You've got this. Holding. 5. Lift those frontal hips up. 4. Pull your chest through the gateway of your arms. 3. Slide those shoulder blades back a little bit. 2. Downward facing dog. Pressing your hips back. Take an inhale. Put your knees on the floor. Cross your ankles behind you. Sit down over your feet. Right away, Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together. Let your knees spill open. Clasping your feet with both your hands. On an inhale, lift up. Lengthen through your front spine. And then exhale, forward fold. So inevitably, you're going to round, but you want to keep as much length as you can. Shoulder heads pulling back, shoulders out of your ears. And then release. Use your hands, close your knees together. Lay down onto your back. Both knees hugged into your chest. Open both your arms out to the side. So like a capital letter T. Take an inhale, exhale, knees spill to the right. Rotating your head to the left. And then inhale, bring those knees back up to the center. And exhale, just switching, tilting to the left, head to the right. And then coming back to the center, hug your knees into your chest. Lift your forehead up towards your knees. Take a big fat inhale, squeeze it all. Exhale, let it go, Shavasana. So thank you so much for joining us, folks at home. I know you're in a crunch. That's why you're doing a 20-minute class. If you can, rest a little bit. That's always ideal. Otherwise, I hope you feel fantastic. See you next time. Namaste.